I say you need to prep me. I'm a beginner. Ibs is a seasoned YouTuber. Also, what do I do when you're talking? Do I just look at the screen?
No, you look at the lens and smile and like nod. Like...
Yeah, I was trying to sound. I was like, yeah.
Oh my god. Hi guys, basically I'm here today with Temmie.
She's still screaming, guys. Just making bare noise. Why are you so loud? I'm gonna bare energy. Hey guys, I'm Temmie. Welcome to Chemp's channel.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! That's all she knows. Yes!
Basically, we're here today to film like a highly requested video about
personal statements.
So I hope you guys enjoy this. It will be quick. We'll give you like 10 tips on how to get through personal statements. I'm going to talk about humanities and Temmie's going to talk about sciences, and we're going to kind of mix it in with Cambridge. I applied for English.
Okay, yeah, I applied for natural sciences and physical because biology is not for me. But now I do economics, but obviously I never wrote an economics personal statement, so I can't really speak on that.
Just letting you know that Temmie got 5 A stars at A level.
This is unnecessary information now.
So, if you want to hit her up, I'll put her Twitter below, and do definitely hit up Temmie, and I'll leave my social media links below as well. So if you want to hit me up,
this energy thing is killing me. Okay, bare energy, I've got it, guys. Yeah.
Okay, if you want to hit me up, down below. Disclaimer, don't take everything we say like literally. If it doesn't work out, that's none of our business.
This is from our experience.
Yeah, this is very subjective, and this is how we got here.
And we here, bitch. 8 A stars looking at you. 8 A stars gleaming.
In between us.
Gleaming.
Wow. And 5 of them belong to Temmie, so.
That's not the point. Just look at the black X.
Oh. Anyway, let's get started.
Lego.
Don't do the most. So I mean this in terms of reading. I got someone DMing me the other day asking, in terms of supercurricular reading, what did I do? And I think they thought like you had to read like all the classics, and no you don't. For my personal statement, one of my main texts was Macbeth. One of the other ones was the book we were doing at A level, and one of the other ones was like Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. So what I mean by don't do the most is you don't have to like read the Iliad, you don't have to read like Odyssey, you don't have to read,
come on,
like don't do the most basically. Like keep it simple, because that stops you like getting carried away. Just, they can tell, these academics can tell when someone's just definitely like doing the most. So I say be confident in what you know. And one thing though I have to warn against is that doesn't mean don't do extra reading. Definitely do extra reading, but you don't have to like read all the classics or something like that.
Any reading you're gonna do, make sure you're actually interested in it. Don't like read for the sake of, oh, I'm gonna put this in my personal statement. Exactly. More time you've had the word count for all the books you've read in your personal statement. So
exactly, it doesn't have to be extra. Just keep it simple.
I'm gonna link into that. The second point is the second point?
Yeah,
so you're gonna have to edit that part.
Number 2.
Point number, oh, that's swearing. Point number 2. Point number 2, don't lie. So basically, your girl here is a bit of a mug. So in my personal statement, there was a book and it had a prequel and a sequel. I didn't realise there were 2 editions of it. So in my personal statement, I mentioned the first one, then I bought the second one, didn't read either. I got to a mock interview, he just opened the book and started asking questions. I said, to be honest, I ain't read it yet, sir. And then the man was mortified. He was mortified, he was horrified. He was like, how can you lie in your personal statement? I was like, I'll read before my interview comes. Did I? No. Did I? No. I'm just very lucky that they didn't ask me about it. I think that whole, oh, I'm gonna read it for my interview, it's a lie.
I think it's not worth the risk, especially if you're going to get interviewed. Don't risk it. Don't do anything risky. Just stick with what you know. And by like linking back to the previous point, by doing the most, it may mean that you're less confident with it because you're trying to be what you think Cambridge want you to be, and that's not it. This is where I talk a bit about humanities, which may differ from sciences. So I think that personal statements are the most important part for someone doing humanities, because that's where you get to show off everything, all your skill, especially if you're doing English. It's where you get to show off your like linguistic ability. Being interviewed, what you put in your personal statement becomes very important, because your interview will be on the premises of your personal statement. Like, it won't stray, guys. So unless you have like to read an extract beforehand, the other questions they will ask you will be linked to your personal statement. That's why it gets into, again, don't lie and don't do the most, because your interview is your personal statement. Try and get a balance between showing love and showing skill and showing interest. Like, there's so many things, different ingredients you need to put into a personal statement to make it right.
Sis here have now said that the personal statement is the most important thing. It is the least important thing. Literally. Okay, so I was told by one of the admission teachers at Humanities actually that your personal statement's not that deep, because they know that people like have other people write it. Some people, their teachers write it. Some people like get other people to write it for them and pay them. So like they just know that like,
oh my gosh, they know
not everyone has been exposed to the same level of help with their personal statements. I think the most important thing is that you just like convey your interest in it. And
so what about the interview then? Will it make up the...
No, they didn't ask me anything about... For all I know, they might not have read it. Literally, I was just asked, differentiate this, what's this compound, name this compound, how many protons in this, like electronic structure of this.
So it was more about your pre-knowledge than your personal statement. Like,
yeah,
you had to
and
just
it was
use
more
your
about
skills.
your actual like ability in the subject more than your love for it. The thing is, you can't show your ability in like maths or science in a personal statement. With English you can. With like HSPS you can, so it all just varies from like triples to triples.
That goes on to my third point, is if you're applying for humanities, definitely you need breadth. I can't say it. Breadth.
You can just say breadth.
Breadth.
Just breadth.
Like,
oh my god,
breadth.
Somebody's woman crush Wednesday.
Breadth and depth. Definitely you need to show that you've read a range of things and that you've read them deeply. So like I mentioned, I haven't mentioned this, so my personal statement was comprised around Macbeth, Dr. Faustus, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, What Maisie Knew, Chaucer's...
Anything else?
Chaucer's The Woman's Tale.
Oh, she's read everything. You're read it.
And Coleridge and Wordsworth. So those were the authors in my personal statement.
Only.
So what I was showing breadth.
Oh, this is right. Keep
Breath? You can't say breath.
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 No, it's just breath.
Breath. I was showing that.
You're killing me.
I was showing that by reading from Chaucer to Victorian literature to Shakespeare, which is like 16th century, to 17th century with the Romantics. So make sure you show a level of breadth and depth, which means that I kind of had to like limit things, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to mention more books, but I limited it in order to show that I have been thinking about these texts. That's the most important part. How you show depth is you discuss. So you can't just say, I've read this. You have to like, I've read this is what this, and this is what this. So you have to show depth, like you're analysing it and you're being critical about, be critical.
That's very important. Don't just start making lists, because nobody cares about your shopping list. Like, you've got to show what you've learned.
You can't as well like drop achievements without backing it up. So
they don't even care. They don't care that you're grade A on the flute. They don't care. I can't lie to you. Make sure that you don't just love a particular part of a subject, because when you come here, they will make you do all of it. And if you only like 20% of your degree, strugglation. Even if you like the whole degree, it's already struggle. So if you only like one slithering of your degree, you'll suffer. So make sure you like your course as a whole. Not, I like this one module in third year, in second semester, because you will suffer for the rest of your time here. Make sure you love your course. Breadth. Yeah, so Cambridge like distinguishes between extracurriculars and supercurriculars. Yeah, come on, we got it. So basically, extracurricular is just like anything outside of your like academic.
Like football.
Like football, music, unless you're applying for music. Like football, music, St. John's Ambulance, unless you're a medic maybe.
Drama.
Yeah, like all of that. That's what they call extracurricular. They'll consider like supercurricular activities. Things that are not necessarily on your like school syllabus, but things outside of school that still help you develop academically. So like, there's like a Nuffield research scheme, or like a summer school like related to your degree.
Yeah.
Or like maybe
Taster
run a
courses.
YouTube channel like related to your degree, like explaining scientific something, I don't know. Not
Yeah.
me, but like
basically super curricular is just everything related to your degree. So
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this in my year 12 video, I'll link it below, but my super curricular was the Cambridge Sutton Trust Summer School, Eton College University Summer School, and the Humanities College Summer School. And I did a Future Learn course about William Wordsworth, and I did a Love Lit Club.
whole
So
lot.
I know.
Did the whole damn
I did the most. I did a Love Lit Club where I taught Key Stage 3 students, and some of them English wasn't their first language, so I taught them like English literature, and I taught them a range of things. And yeah, so just remember to make it super curricular. The next point is try to be creative with how you organize your thoughts. And I think this particularly is like for me as an English student. So what I did is I arranged my personal statement into people, place and time, drama, prose and poetry, and another like combination of things. So like the first paragraph was related to one thing, the second paragraph was related to another thing, and then the third paragraph was related to another thing. And yeah, I split the summer schools in each paragraph, and by doing that you can demonstrate like literally in your personal statement your creativity and how you think, because that's what they're interested in. So try to be creative with your approach. I'm not saying that you can't do like your standard personal statement, which is like this is why I like it, this is what I've read, these are my subjects, and this is extracurricular. You can do a standard personal statement, because I know people that have got here and doing humanities that did the standard version. But I would say if you can just read around the student room, Cambridge personal statements are really good, so I'll link that down below, and you just use different personal statements for inspiration and be creative. I used to.
She's blowing my mind, because literally this stuff wasn't me.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't me. It's blowing my mind. I'm thinking, wow, okay, cool.
This is being creative. This is a tip I got from Emma. Shout out. She does Kings. She does HSPS at Kings, and I love how she was my inspiration during English. Like she was what I aspired to be.
Did she vlog?
No. But we went to the same school. We were in the same class. She said use the semicolon. She told me that was her advice to me, to use the semicolon. So I did. In my first sentence, I used the semicolon. And shout out to Courtney Daniela, because I kind of got my first line of my personal statement from Courtney Daniela.
You know, we need to shout out to Courtney, Daniela and Renee.
Yeah.
That video was inspirational. They were so funny in that video. Because I was like, bro, so people in this Cambridge can have personality. Wow, that's when I was like, okay, maybe it is for me.
So thank you so much to you guys.
Shout out to the OGs. My piece of advice would be don't stress, my next piece. Don't stress, because I genuinely don't think that like...
So it's not that deep?
From what I've got and what I've heard from admissions tutors, it's not that deep. Like obviously, if you can make it creative and like...
Oh, in terms of sciences?
I think with sciences especially, it's not that deep. Like you need to show some sort of interest, but...
Yeah.
Don't get extra with your ability, because you could love science, but if you can't, let me
do
that because
if you can't like differentiate.
Yeah, like if there's like certain, just you need to be able to do the basics, and that's what they're more concerned with.
Building on from don't stress, you need to remember that the personal statement, especially applying to Oxbridge, is one part of your application. You still have an entrance exam, you still have an interview or 2 interviews. I had 2 interviews. How many did you have?
Yeah, I had 2 as well.
And you still have for Cambridge the SAQ. So just remember that it's one component. They look at your address postcode, they look at your school postcode. It's very holistic. So try not to stress too much, because they'll look at a range of things. Like if your personal statement's not great, your interview might be flawless. If your interview's not flawless, they might turn to your personal statement and be like, okay, but they've demonstrated this. So try not to stress out too much.
And for people that think they come from areas where like the standards, that your average guy is not going to Cambridge, it doesn't matter, because Cambridge have this system where if you have a certain polar quintile, you're guaranteed an interview. So technically my application was flagged and I was guaranteed an interview because of where I live, because polar quintile basically like looks at rates of progression from like secondary education to higher education, and in my area was just trash. In all UCAS it was just trash. So it doesn't guarantee a place, but it means that they'll at least look at you because they know that like for you to even be applying to Cambridge from your area,
it's a big
leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds.
This links to my last point, which is get help. For me, I got a lot of help. So I had like 5 teachers and my dad helping me with my personal statement. And I remember when I went to like apply, because you have to apply early if you're applying to Oxbridge, one of the teachers was like, you shouldn't have got all those teachers to help you, you know, they have lives too, da, da, da. And I was like, excuse you, at least look where I am now. Excuse you. But I gave all the teachers wine, chocolate, a card, and some of them flowers for helping me. So I did
you groomed your teachers?
No, after they helped me, like when I sent it off. When I sent it off to say thank you, I gave them like thank you gifts. So do accept help. Some people getting too much advice can be stressful, but I say I was able to handle that many people because I could, if one teacher said this, I could like weigh it up with what the other teacher said and then be like, ponder it a bit, come to a decision. So I found that very useful. And as well, let's mention Courtney Daniela helped me. Like when I needed inspiration, I was in Brighton. My teachers were telling me my first line isn't working, so I had to change it. And she opened a video with the beauty isn't the beauty isn't in the struggle, it's in the something from the struggle, something like that. And then I had an epiphany. And my first line of my personal statement was, the beauty is not in what I read, semicolon. It is in why I enjoy what I read. Ooh. And then I started talking about like the mechanics.
Mic drop. Just mic drop.
I started talking about the mechanics of the text and whatever, but
how English student at game mechanics of the test. Have you ever heard such? Have you ever heard such?
Yeah, I'm doing engineering basically.
Just like, oh my god. I love this place. I love this place. My last point is for science, maths. I don't know economics. I can't, even though it's the degree I do, I can't really speak on your personal statement. I'm sorry guys, but yeah. I think it's the bar too, so we're gonna have to do this.
Pause.
I need to remember my bar. With math, science, and all other good degrees in that like kind of category, their linguistic prowess is not their primary concern. They're just trying to look for your ability in the subject, and that would be my biggest takeaway for like you guys.
So I don't know how to really speak on that, but if you have questions about it, remember that I'll leave Temi's details down below. Don't hesitate to contact her, she will help you. She's amazing.
My reply times are a bit dead, but I will get back to you.
The last major thing I wanted to mention is people get so wound up about this stuff, and I just want to remind you guys that it's good to do with like a clap back. I'll insert the clap back now that I did in another video. The whole stop being wound up in particular things and realize that they just care about how you think. They just want to see how you think. And in the words of the great Stephen Hawking, who just recently passed away, which was very sad, and you applied for the same course that he did, physics. Imagine that.
Me and Stephen Hawking, can you imagine? It was not
basically, you need to remember that you just have to be curious. That's what Stephen Hawking said. That's all they care about in your personal statement, in your interview, whatever you're doing. Just show that you have that intellectual curiosity that will make you a Cambridge student. Because being a Cambridge student isn't about the grades. It's about literally how you get to the grades. It's about the way you think. And you will not flourish here if you're not curious, if you're not thinking about things. So you just have to demonstrate your curiosity. So if you are in year 11 or year 12 and thinking about applying to Oxbridge, just start finding ways to demonstrate your curiosity. And one of the biggest ways to do that in whatever subject you're doing is asking why. Just keep asking yourself why. And as long as you can get the train of thought and just keep thinking about different things in the world in general, that's how you can demonstrate your curiosity in real life as opposed to just solely for applying to Cambridge, because that's what will get you through. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you have any questions, just leave them down below. Hit up Temi or hit me up.
Shoot your shot because I'm feeling
Thank you, Tammy, for being.
No problem. Why is she touching me? Somebody's woman crush Wednesday. Oh my god. I love her really. Oh my god, she's so handsy.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Make sure like, comment, subscribe. You gotta keep it real. Bye guys. Okay,
Tammy,
I don't have good advice.
we can do a straight A stars video. How to get straight A stars.
Considering sis doesn't know how she did it, I don't really know how I can really give that advice.
Coming soon.